Okay, so yesterday we discussed about Spring Boot mail module because that is something you can be asked in interviews to implement as a code. Very simple thing, you just have to set to subject and body. If you want to set CC and BCC, that is also fine. Shrikar, what is the full form of BCC? And what does it mean? What BCC means? Sir, BCC means sir. And black carbon copy. Who is saying this black carbon copy? Rohit, it's not black carbon copy. It's blind carbon copy. Hmm. BCC. What does it mean? Main person. Hmm. Then what is the difference between 2CC and BCC? Okay. How many of you are done with this project here? See, we are going to pack up very soon. Very soon. Because today we'll start the security module. You can say max. You can say like max to max 3 4 days, and then microservices, some miscellaneous topics, pack up. So what is today? 18th and 10, 12, 13. Let's say the first week of July, we'll pack up. If you want, we can pack up before that also. No worries. So let's start the security module of Spring Boot. Okay. Security module of Spring Boot. What do you understand by security? Authentication. How? In normal terms, what is security? Sorry, which should not be used by others. Let's say you become the Prime Minister of India, then what will be your security? That someone is using Srikar? Huh? Protecting. The exact word that we can use for security is protecting. Security doesn't mean that okay, someone is using or not. It's about protecting. And protecting means protecting from all other external influence. So by security we means that to protect something, to protect something from all other external influence. Now, let's say here the Spring Boot and microservices class is going on, and there is one external person who want to attend the class, and that person is stopped at the gate only. That you don't have permission to attend the Spring Boot class. That is also security. Now, in case of Spring Boot, what you will protect? Yes, what you will protect? Data. In case of Spring Boot, see, generally we are developing APIs from our backend, right? So we will protect the same thing. So in case of Spring Boot, we have to secure the endpoints. Endpoint means slash users slash add student. All these are endpoint URLs, API URLs. So in case of Spring Boot, we have to secure or protect the endpoints of any API or URL. Before understanding the security, what can be the possible attacks that someone can make you? Let's say there is a website of Naresh IT. How many attacks can be made on that website? Attacks on the website are mostly same as attack on human beings. So there are some of the famous attacks that are used till today. The very one famous was SQL injection. Now it is not done. Second highly used is man in the middle. Next one is CSRF, Trojan horse. These are the possible attacks that can be made onto your website, server, APIs, like anything like that. SQL injection is not done as of now. MITM is done. We are doing it daily. CSRF is there. Trojan horse is also there. You understand each and every attack as first. MITM and CSRF and Trojan horse. This is not in syllabus, but it is asked sometime that how you will secure your Spring Boot app. So your Spring Boot app should be able to fight with these three attacks. Man in the middle attack. I think man in the middle already we have discussed. I think in React we have discussed, not here. So what is man in the middle attack? As the name is telling you, man in the middle. There will be a conversation between two peoples, and one man will come in between and change the data. Now let's say you are checking your result. Here this is a client and this is the backend plus database. And that is how data is coming. Now what MITM will do? it will come in between of this communication and change the data without even telling others. Means you cannot check it whether someone came in between or not, and data will be changed. This is called man in the middle. Someone came in between. That is called MITM. There are a lot of scripts for it that you are not supposed to ask. MITM. Second one is CSRF. CSRF. That is cross site request forgery. You understand forgery? It's a common term. You understand postmortem? What is that? Cutting down the body of dead people. Same is forgery. Cutting down the resources and just doing some operation on them. Forensic, forensic labs and all. Cross site request forgery. What does it mean? It means that there will be one token, or let's understand one thing. So let's understand this thing. Every single day, I am traveling from my home to my office. Daily, I am going there. In between of my home and my office, there is one juice shop, and daily I am stopping at this juice shop, and daily I am consuming the juice. Every single day, this is the routine. And one day I asked the shopkeeper that every single day I have to make payment, and I am your daily customer. So why don't you take a bulk amount, let's say amount for 1 month? I'll pay you amount equal to 30 days. I will come daily and have juice. It will be easier for me that okay, you will recognize me. So what that shopkeeper did, shopkeeper has issued one pass. You can say a token or pass which is valid for 1 month. Now every single day I am going to the counter showing my token, having juice and going back. In that one day, one another person saw that I am not paying money, I am just showing one token and I am getting juice. Now, what that person did, he printed multiple tokens like that, exact copy with the 1 month validity, and started coming to the juice shop, and he is also having juice. Now, what shopkeeper will check? You have a token or not? Shopkeeper will check that as a customer, if you have token and if your token is valid, means if today is 18th June, your token should valid till today. You can have juice. One day the shopkeeper noticed that I have only given tokens to 10 peoples, but every day at least 15 peoples are coming and having juice. What is that? Cross site request forgery. Means you are giving ID or password, but someone is using it in between and cracking your resources. And this is the actual attack that is being done nowadays also, if you are not securing it. Cross site request. I will show you some of the simple examples here. Cross site request forgery, like this. Now, what is the solution for this? Shrikar, what is the solution for this? I think what can be the possible solution for it? In the so the hacker can't print the shop name. Hmm? Hacker can't print the shop name. One easiest thing you can do is you can add a signature, digital signature or handmade signature of the manager, or you can add a barcode which will be scanned by your machine, and now your machine will only check the barcode if it is printed by you. That's it. That's how you can save. That is called cross site request forgery, that you are just misusing the credentials. Now I'll show you something. Let's say if you are logged into Instagram or anything, not Instagram because we can't log in our account here. Let's say you are logged into Gmail here, and I am a logged in user here. My Gmail is logged in here. So what I will do, I'll just go to the network option and I will hit the refresh button. And these are the actual things which are running behind the server. I'll show you once it is stopping. Here multiple URL you will check, like this: slash service login, slash, you can see this one, slash service login, question mark, service equals to mail, means this is a API request, by the way. Now in this, somewhere I will be having my login and password in this only. You can just simply crack that. I'll show you in the Spring Boot app, obviously not here, otherwise my email is gone today. So how to take that token in online, I'll show you. For that we will open our Spring Boot. So we'll just create a simple Spring Boot application. We will name it as Spring Boot Security. And everything fine. We'll just add the dependency of, as of now only Spring Web I will add. and that's it. So here we got our application. Now we'll just create all the required packages. As of now, only one package I will create, that is controller, so that we can generate the APIs from this. And we will create one class as well. Class like you can say home controller. And inside this home controller, I will annotate this class with at the rate of rest controller. Rest controller. Now, let's say there is one API, public string get bank password. There is one API which is telling you the bank password. So I will return some XYZ password from here like this, which is available on at the rate of get mapping slash, which is available on get password. All right, let's start the main application as a Spring Boot app. Now, whenever you are working in a company, so your backend developers will give you the endpoint that okay, you have to type slash get password for checking the password, like that. So localhost 8080 slash get password. And here we got the password that is XYZ123. And what is this? This is the bank password directly. And by the way, in companies, you will not be running it on local host. You will be running it on an online server. I'll tell you the deployment in some time. So their local host will not be there. It will be running on a domain. Domain something like this. Let's say if you are deploying it on railway, so you will get a domain railway dot something like this dot com slash get password. Now anyone can hit this URL if it is available on a domain online. Anyone can hit this URL or not? Answer is yes. Anyone can type the same URL in the browser and they will get the password. So how we can secure this? First comes as security. There should be some security for it. So that is why we are discussing is CSRF. So let's come back to the attacks only. The next attack that we are having is Trojan horse. Next we are having is Trojan horse. Have I ever discussed about it to you? Trojan horse. It's based on a Hollywood movie. I don't know the movie name. So there were a war between two countries. So what one country did, they prepare a upper structure of a horse and they fit their force five soldier into one horse body and send it to the country. And that was looking like a real horse. And after that they did whatever they wanted to do. It means that Trojan horse will never look like a attack. It will look like a very simple thing and you will be getting attacked. It is mostly attached in email links. Mostly it will be in the email links. Second, it will be in those links. Let's say before, like during COVID time, it used to be there that your friend is sending you a link that how much you know about Shivam. Answer these 10 questions. That is the biggest virus, by the way. It's not a game actually, it's a complete game, right? It's not a game for you, it's the game for hackers. They are collecting all the data. Once you open that link, they will took over a lot of things and they can steal the data. So Trojan horse will always come into these kind of things like email attachment or any link. Most probably link only. Click on this link and win an iPhone. Click on this link and get 1 month recharge. Like that. Never click on such thing. Remember, if something is free, you are the product. Remember this. If something is free, then you are the product. So that is called Trojan horse. Security consists of two important terminologies. There are two terms related to security. First is authentication and second is authorization. First is authentication and second is authorization. Just a simple example. Let's say you have purchased a course of React from Naresh IT. Now, after purchasing the course of Naresh IT, you got the permission to enter the building. You will uh, sorry, by purchasing the React course, you will be able to allowed into the building of Naresh IT. You got the authentication that okay, you can come into the building of Naresh IT. And now after coming into the building and you want to attend the spring class, you are not allowed to do that. That is called authorization. How many authority you have with you? Authentication means the dignity of the user. Dignity, you can say, means the identity of the user. In authentication, we check, in authentication, we check whether a user is allowed to use our service or not. That is called authentication. Second is called authorization. And these are not only the theoretical terms, we are going to implement this. Authorization means how many operations can be performed by a normal user. Let's suppose you are only allowing a normal user to read the data and admin can perform all the CRUD operation. What admin can do? Admin can perform all the CRUD operation. That is called authorization. As a user, you can only read the data. As an admin, you can do all the CRUD operation. So simply in authentication, you will be checked whether you are a registered user or not. In authorization, we will check that how many things you can perform as a user. That is called authentication and authorization. Now we will see how to add security in our Spring, or before that, while developing the Spring Boot application. How many things are there that we should take care of? Because development is very simple. Guys, from tomorrow, the online link of this class will change. If you got any problem, just contact to the admin. So while developing the Spring Boot application, how many things are there? Now it depends what you are building. But as a normal user, our thinking is very compact. So there is one organization. So the answer for this question is there is one organization, that is OWASP. That is OWASP, which gives the security standards. I will show you. Now, if you are already working in any organization and if you want to make your impression, you can tell about this particular website to your team leader or your manager that, okay, we should focus on these security principles. So, this is very famous for OWASP top 10. OWASP top 10. And what is this? Open Web Application Security Project. It's a organization which generate some of the security principle time to time. And every 4 year they will release some of the security principle. Every 4 year. So you can see here in 2017 they released one security principle. In 2021 they introduced, and now they are saying that in the first half of 2025 they will generate the new security principle. So what is this OWASP? Which gives the security standards every 4 years. While building any application, we should take care of all those security principles. Now, let's understand what are these. So let's first understand on in 2017. So this website will give you top 10 attacks that can be made on your website. So in 2017 the SQL injection was at top. Now it is not that much. So in 2017 SQL injection what as the top means you should be taking care that your application is not accepting any SQL injection. Second is broken authentication. Broken authentication means someone can log in with normal email ID and password. Third is sensitive data exposure. Sensitive data exposure means your application is not telling its particular sensitive information. Means it is not telling the ID password, they are hidden. Then XML external entities, broken access control, security misconfiguration, cross-site scripting. It's like CSRF only. And when 2021 came, this broken access control became the topper one. And there were three new security principles added: insecure design, software and data integrity failure, server side request forgery. Server side request forgery means there is the server and that is only being forged here, means the postmortem of the server is done. So it was released in 2021, and now if you check on their website, they are saying that they have collected the data till December 2024. Now they are processing that data and they will generate us the new security principle. This is a very secret thing. You can make your impression by telling these things that okay, we should follow the rules given by OWASP website. So these are the security principles. How we can prevent them? Because they are 10 security principle. How to, not only 10, they are top 10 by the way. They are top 10. There are 1,000 types of attack. Even I don't know all of them. Nobody knows all of them, because tomorrow you become a hacker, you will develop one more attack. How you can know? But as a normal basis, how can we prevent our application? So now we are going to apply security in our Spring Boot application. How can we secure our Spring Boot application? So let's understand. We'll check the answer. Spring Boot offers some of the security by default. We are just required to add one dependency of Spring security. Means you can only add the dependency of Spring security, and you will get some of the security added by Spring Boot. So we should check it first, that what we are talking about. So I will go to my project, and then pom.xml file. Inside that I will add some of the starters. So one Spring Dev tool, so we are not refreshing again and again. Spring Boot Dev tools, and here only we will search Spring security. This one, right? Spring security. That's it. Just click on next. You can add these things while developing the app as well. It's not necessary that you have to add it later only. Now you can check that we got the dependency of Spring Boot starter security. Starter security means this security will be applied whenever you are starting the app. Whenever you are starting the app. Now what I will do is I will start the application, and we will go back to our browser. What I have done in my application, I have just added the Spring Boot security dependency, and no other change I have done. Now this is the URL, localhost 8080 get password, and this is what we are getting now. A by default login page by Spring. We are not designing this page, of course. This page is directly built by Spring Boot, or you can say Spring automatically. By adding the dependency of Spring Boot security, our application will generate one slash login page slash login page automatically. And if we are trying to use any API, at first we have to do the login. But we have not created this page, right? We don't even know the username and password. How do we log in? By default, the by default username is user, and by default password is what? Password? Admin? No. Generate it. Password will be generated. Password will be generated by Spring on console while running the app every single time. Username will be user by default. Password will be generated by Spring on the console. Let's check it. So what I will do, I will type the username as user, password is in the console. Using generated security password. This is the password which is generated by SpringBoot. I will copy this password and paste it here and do the sign in. And now we got XYZ 123. XYZ 123. It means that you are not able to get the API directly. You have to do the ID password now. It means that from public you are saving the resource. Now I have done login inside Microsoft Edge. What I will do, I will open my Chrome here, and inside Chrome also I will hit the same URL, that is localhost 8080 slash get password, and it is taking me to the login page. Why? Because Spring Boot is checking your session. Spring Boot is checking your session whether you are a logged in user or not. How? So let's first log in here. So what I will do, I will type user, paste the password and do the sign in. And of course, we got to this XYZ123 page. Now I am a logged in user inside Chrome as well as inside Microsoft Edge. Here we will create one more controller, that is at the rate of get mapping of slash get name public string get name, and this endpoint will return a simple name here like this. So it will restart and password will change every time your Spring Boot is restarting. Password will change. Now here if I am refreshing the session, I am getting the password. What if I am opening it again, that is localhost 8080 get password? We are getting password is changed, right? Password is changed. If you check in the console, this is the current password and that was the previous password, and still I am a logged in user. But why? Session is created. Let's check the same thing inside Chrome. Here also we are getting. Let's check the name as well, and we are getting. That is because of the session. The main password is changed. Here session is running. So what I will do, if you want to check that ID, right click and go to inspect. Then after go to network and just one time hit the refresh button. So you will get the get password endpoint like this. Click on this. Current status is 200 means you are getting this success. Click on this. Scroll down and wait a minute. Inside this, what you will get is you will get one cookies section somewhere. Okay, this one. Now inside this cookie, you will get one session ID. Session ID is FCD126821 like this. Same in the Chrome as well. Go to inspect, go to network, hit the refresh button, get name and cookie here this one. Session ID is this one. This session ID is always generated by all the application. Now you can take this session ID anywhere and without email password, username password, you can do login. You can take this session, but of course it requires some other things as well, not directly like this. But you can use this session ID because this is just what you are doing. Now, can we check our session ID as well without going to this local host, inspect this, that? Answer is yes. Let's say here on this get bank password method or on the get name method, whatever, I will create here something as HTTP servlet request. So inside this, what I have done, I have created the object of HTTP servlet request. Now what I am returning, I am returning the password. With this string only, I can return one more string. That is request dot get session. At first, get the session, then dot get ID. And same thing I will print here also. Okay. Now, whenever you are checking any endpoint, so no need to go to console. Here only you will get one session ID. So let's give a space between them. So in my Chrome, this is my session ID 6C94482D like this. And in Microsoft Edge, my ID is FCD something like this. All the users will get different session ID. Now, wherever you are doing login, you are doing login on Instagram, you are doing login on any particular application, doesn't matter. Session ID is created. Use your brain a little bit. Take this session ID. And taking the session ID is very simple. Very simple. Go to browser, go to network, copy that, and do the magic. Shock your friends after that. So this is how Spring Boot is providing the security by default. Now let's go to Postman and we will check our API from the Postman, whether it is giving us the data or not. So what we will do, we'll make a get request on http:// localhost colon 8080 slash get name or get password, you can do anything. Send. 401 unauthorized, that you are not a authorized user, you are not a authorized user. So by just adding one dependency, now we are able to secure our Spring Boot application. We are able to secure our Spring Boot application. If I want to do login or if I want to test my API from Postman now, so how I can become an authorized person? So you can see that here you are getting one option as authorization. So click on this. Inside that you will get no auth option. So inside this, just click on basic auth. Basic auth. Now inside the basic auth, you have to type the username and the password. What you have to type? Username. So username is user, and we will just copy the recent password. This is the recent password, and we will keep it. Now we will make a send request. 200, okay. And now we are getting the name and we are getting the session ID as well. What if I am trying to check the password? So get password. We got the password as well. Session ID we are getting, because we are using authorization now. But every single time, see, username is user and password is this. Every single time it is generating password. How can we set the default ID and password? And only the developer will know that we will set some good password. So by default are these values. If we want to change the default user name and password for Spring Security, then we can edit the username and password inside application dot properties file. So we'll just go to application dot properties file, and inside this file I will provide spring dot security dot user dot name equals to something like this, or simple you can provide like this. This is the username. Then I will set the password as well. Spring dot security dot password. Password you can set anything. Okay. Now this is the password. What if now we have to restart the application, or it is throwing errors. Okay, now it is running fine. Now you can check our Spring application is running fine, and this time it is not generating any password. This time it is not generating any password. Why it is not generating any password? Because we have changed the things. So let's go back to Postman. We will make a request now. We'll cut all those tabs. HTTP colon double forward slash localhost colon 8080 slash get name and send. So at first 401 unauthorized, that you have to provide the authentication, and inside this we are providing the basic authentication. We will have JWT as well, we will have bearer token as well. that we'll see in the next modules. This time the username is this one and password is this one. Something like this ASDFGHIJKL. We will make the send request now and we got 200. Okay, right? So that is how you can change the username and password to something that you like instead of default IDs and passwords, right? So this is how you can change the ID and password. So that is how authentication. This is not authorization. This is called authentication. You are providing username and password. Let's say inside this there is one more controller at the rate of get mapping, and controller is available on slash get admin name. Now let's say there is one get admin details controller. Now as a normal user, are you allowed to check the admin details? No. But here I can check the admin's detail. Get admin details. And we got that username is Shivam and password is 123456. Now, as a normal user, you should be allowed to check your name or your username, right? So, how we are going to apply the authorization now? This is called authentication, which is already provided by Spring Boot, and we are happy here. That okay, but there are multiple issues here. What those multiple issues are? The first very issue is there is only one username and one password. There is only one username and only one password. So everybody will log in with the same username and same password in the application. Now in the companies we should have different username for different users. Let's say there is one front end developer. The front end developer should have the access to front end API. The manager should have access to all the APIs. So in that way, how we are going to create multiple users name and multiple passwords. So this is the one way where you can create this particular part in application dot properties where you can provide the details. Second is you can prepare a class for it in memory users. So that is if we want to create multiple users, then either we can create in memory users or else we can use database. Database we have already used in our result tab where teacher login we were doing and admin login we were doing. So you already know that there will be one mapping which will be doing login only. If you are logged in successfully, then only you will go to next page. Otherwise, next page is not allowed. So database one you have already done. Here we will create the in-memory user. For that, what we will do is in the base package create one security config class. What you will do? You will create one security config class. So this is my base package. Inside this, I will create a class that is security config, right? Something like this. Now what I want is, I want this class that it will produce beans. There are some of the beans available. So what tag I should keep here? Which annotation I should keep here? Sorry, Shrikar. Which annotation I should keep here? Bean tag. Divya, which annotation we should keep here? Arey, wrong answer. You're continuously singing bean, bean, bean. I'm saying wrong answer. Aditya, anybody else? Configuration. At the rate of configuration. So what I will do, I will annotate this class with at the rate of configuration. There is one more annotation that I will keep here, that is enable web security. Enable web security. What is this enable web security? So this is a particular annotation. What it does? So I'll show it to you. Wait. Add this annotation to a configuration class. This enable web security is added to the configuration class to have the Spring security configuration. Now, if you are keeping enable web security annotation over any class, it means that inside this class you will write the configurations of Spring security. Means we will not write those inside Spring application dot properties. We will write them here instead of writing them in this particular application dot properties. So this is simple one, that it will convert any class into the Spring security configuration class. So I'll show it to you again. That is enable web security like this. Inside this, you are going to have some of the things. What are those? You will have something as security filter chain. Security filter. Security filter means that everyone is allowed, but with some filter. Now let's say if someone is coming to this room now and they are distributing sweet, so it is 110% sure that they will come to me first. Why? Filter. Now they will give sweet to everyone, but at first they will come to me. Security filter chain means, it's a method by the way, which will generate multiple users. That's it. Depending upon their priority. Security filter chain. And it's inbuilt. You don't have to do anything in this. If you want, you can copy paste this code, but I will not copy paste. I will tell it to you. So here I will create one public security filter chain. What I will do, I will create one security filter chain method. Return type is security filter chain, and method name you can keep as filter chain method, like this. And I want the object of this to be created, so I will keep it as a bean, because this is a configuration class, and configuration class should annotate the methods with at the rate of bean. So what I did here, public security filter chain. And what it will use? It will use the HTTP security of Spring. It is throwing error because it throws some of the exceptions. So here I will just annotate that throws exception. Is it checked or unchecked? Unchecked. Array, if we are writing throws exception means it's checked only. So here we are creating one method that is public. You can take help from this way as well. That public security filter chain, HTTP security throws. You can copy paste it, but I am not doing. Now, what we have to do, we have to tell the things here. Now, whatever object you are doing of this HTTP security, you have to make changes to this object only. So, what I will do to this HTTP, I will say that lambda expression from core Java. What is lambda expression? It's a Java 8 feature, and you cannot say that you don't know this. Lambda expression, anonymous function. Don't know lambda expression? No, you don't. You know or not? Forgot. Open your mobile and search what is lambda expression. 2 minutes, fast. Yes. What is lambda expression? Function interfaces. Half answer. See, lambda expression, you can say the function without any name. They will take some parameters and give some value. That's it. No function name is required, nothing is required. They are just like open block of code. So here we have created the object of HTTP security. Now you can even open this particular thing, HTTP security. This is the public final class provided by particular Spring framework package inside security. Now why we are doing this? Because it has lot of methods. What it has? See, it is going to have there is one HTTP security method. Inside this you will have some of the authentication like this, that in your website how many pupils you will allow. So what I will do here, I will type http dot or you can say http dot authorize http request. What I am doing here, I am providing http dot authorize http request, that whatever requests are coming to me, authorize those. So it will take one auth as the parameter and convert it into a lambda expression like this. So here HTTP will authorize all the HTTP request by taking the parameter of this auth object. Now once this auth is done, there are some of the particular part inside this. That is, it will have one request matcher. The authentication will have one request matcher. It means that if the request is coming to slash public, or let's say whatever controllers you are having in the home controller, get name is a public one, right? This get name is the public one. So here I will define this, that if a request is coming to slash get name, if a request is matching slash get name, what you have to do? So if a request is coming to, let's stop the server, if a request is coming to slash get name, permit all, anyone can check this URL. Anyone, doesn't matter who are you, logged in user, unlogged you, that is depending upon your security principles. So at first what I am doing, I am doing authorization dot request matcher dot get name permit all. If request is coming to get name, then permit anyone. Then again I will keep dot request matcher. Now if a request is coming from slash get admin details, if a request is coming to slash get admin details, now this one also you can do permit all. As of now we can do it permit all. We are not changing anything. So what we are doing here, or let's make it very simple. As of now we are permitting everyone, we are not providing any authentication. So to slash get admin details also I am saying permit all of the users that are coming to us. Now this is going to be the HTTP authorized request, that here you will come and we will check that from where the request is coming, and we will check whether we need to permit all or not. Once you got the permit all section, means everything will be permitted. It means that every single person will be permitted without any particular problem. Without any particular problem. Now inside this I will add dot any request, dot any request dot authenticated, dot any request dot authenticated. Means if any request is coming from these two endpoint, authenticated without any problem, they are authenticated. Now this is one function is completed here, that is you can say the, but we want to check whatever username and password is there. So here I will provide dot form login. that whatever form is created by Spring Boot, we will take login from that particular form dot http uh, form login. And how you will give the form login? With default. You will give the form login with defaults. Whatever the defaults values are there for form, you will take those values with default. Whatever the default values you are providing, you will take those only. Dot http basic. HTTP basic means without any JWT token. This is also with defaults only. And so what we have created here, we have created these particular things. And what this method will return? This method will return http dot build method. What it will return? It will return the http build methods. What's the problem? First you tell me, did you understood it till here or not? Or complete bouncer? Okay, so do one thing. We are not using this class. Wait. There is nothing like this security config class. We will go to application.properties and we will remove the comment from these two things. And we will start our app. Yes, it is similar to EC2 setup. But there are some of the working differences are there. So we will try to fetch the password. And as we were already logged in, so whenever you are adding the Spring Security, it also edits you the logout page. So if you are checking logout, it will ask you, are you sure you want to log out? Yes. Then it will take you to the sign in page. Now if I am fetching get password again, now you have to do login. There is no session this time. We'll go to inspect, we'll go to cancel, we'll go to networks, refresh, and you will not get anything as currently you are on the login page. It will not generate any particular thing for you. This session ID is the session ID of browser now. That browser is asking you for the login page that you have to do login. Let's write some random wrong values. Sign in, bad credentials. You have to type whatever the real details are. And then we will do sign in. So controller is get password. Any problem? Okay. So now we are getting the password as well as the session ID. So today you understand this only, that if you are adding this Spring Boot security starter, you don't have to do any particular security. Everything will be handled by Spring Boot. Now as a normal user, are not you are not supposed to worry that okay, why it will be doing like this. Okay, got it? Rest thing, this security config will do tomorrow, no problem. Today you do this one only, authentication only. Authorization we will do tomorrow. Now let's come down to the deployment of the application. I will tell you in short. So you have to go to website railway.com. See, there are multiple are available. And first thing, there are very less free sources. Now, for deploying the Spring Boot application, let's say I will open our LockTalk project. Okay, we will deploy only LockTalk project on a website. So I will open the LockTalk project. In our LockTalk project, there are these two APIs. And when these APIs will work, whenever my Spring application is running, right? These two APIs will only work when my Spring application is running. Now, for running a Spring application, what you need? A computer system. So, first of all, if you are hosting something on your cloud, they are having physical computer, CPU, RAM, ROM physically. That is because it is not visible to us. They are paying a heavy fees for it. So they are deserved to ask money for deployment. So there one that I used to use very much that was Heroku and AWS. But AWS gives you two things, free and paid. But by mistake, if you crossed, so you can get a bill of 80,000 also. So that's not safe. Then railway age, as of now, it is safe. But if your application is good, you want to continue the application, please pay the fees because it is not visible to us, but they are having actual backend computers, physical computer they have stored somewhere and giving you this service. 24 by 7 their computer is running so that you it can make your application live, that okay your spring boot, now this spring app uh, application is running in my system. Once I shut down my computer, it will close, but their computer is running 24 by 7. So please don't do the things. So we'll do sign into this railway, and you can continue with GitHub as well. So once you will authorize here, you know your spring application is having two things. At first your spring application is having one connected database, right or wrong? These are the details for your connected database, and that too in my local host, right? This mysql is in my local host only. You should have a online database as well first. So go to railway only, and they are giving that you should be 16 years old, like this, just agree. And okay, that's it. Now you can see that it is giving me free for 30 days only. You can use this free for 30 days or $5. Let's say you make multiple requests and your $5 got over in 2 days. So don't think that for 28 days it will work. It will get over in $5 or 30 days. So you can deploy one of your application. After that they will charge you very less. You can deploy if you have built a good application. Now inside this you will have these four database, either PostgreSQL, either MySQL. So Oracle is not available, by the way, you have to use MySQL. Now you will understand why I was focusing more on MySQL. Huh? So at first I will click on this MySQL. It will take some time. Okay, today even time is not there. So let's do it tomorrow only. And please don't host anything directly here, because if you hosted one app, again you have to create a new email account, new GitHub account, then you will be able to do. So now when I clicked on MySQL, it is creating one online MySQL for me. What it is doing? It is creating one online MySQL for me. So here deployment online. Now, you know what I got? You have no table, means my one database is created online. Check the deployments part. Here you will get these kind of things, right? This is a MySQL database which is created here with these deployment logs. These are the details of this. Details means if you check here, I will get whatever details are required. Root password is required, it is available. Database name is railway. It here I have to change log talk to railway, because railway is the database name. In my application I have to change. Second thing that I have to change is MySQL port number is same, and this is the URL that you have to keep. This is the username, so you have to change these things in your Spring Boot. Now this is your online database. So at first you have to connect your Spring Boot with this particular database. We'll do it tomorrow, of course not today. Okay, so you just please don't create any database or deploy any application there. You may be charged heavily after that, so be cautious. And I'll give you this Spring Security's normal thing. Do these things, do the authentication of your APIs, and after that, tomorrow we'll understand authorization. Got it? Fine, guys, we'll connect again tomorrow. Have a nice time, everyone. Bye bye. Take care. You can leave now.